So that's me, Phil. I'm the guy in the red shirt. This is my buddy Pat, who was part of this class I held at Fort Lee. Over here is my awesome co-trainer, Emily, who trains very frequently with me. And we're going to be having a course in the next few weeks for PMP Exam Basics. And also, we're having an advanced class. We call it the PMP Exam Tech Camp. Now, the reason why you're watching this is you might have questions about the PMP exam. You're in great hands. I've trained many firms worldwide. Some of these you'll recognize, like the Department of Transport, NASA, PMI Phoenix chapter, Lush Cosmetics. They make cosmetics. Siemens. You know a lot of these folks on this screen. And in addition to training these folks, I have been on a journey myself, training myself to be not just a PMP, but also, in addition to being a PMP, I have trained myself to be flexible and adaptable. And as I have done that, as you can see here, many certifications have ended up being part of my resume. OPM3 from the PMI, SP, RMP, ACP, the CAPM, the CSM, Prince2, many certifications. And the same token, my co-trainer, Emily, has taken so many MCSE exams, I can't even count anymore. So we've been doing this for a while, and we're going to be having a class, like I said. But today, I actually want to answer a few questions that some of you guys have about the PMP exam. First of all, the PMP exam is a very, very pragmatic exam. For project managers, it is really going to be testing you on the application of knowledge. Can you apply the knowledge that you have from the PMBOK guide? But what is the PMBOK guide? Before we go into all that, let's talk about the PMP exam. It's a 200-question multiple choice exam. 25 of the questions don't count. They're called pre-test questions. You could think of these as a way of doing some future testing, if you will, because the PMI will test these questions, see how well people perform, and based on their performance, they may introduce those questions in the future. So they're called pre-test questions. The score is calculated based on 175 items. The passing score, however, is currently undisclosed. It's based on a technique called the Angoff cutoff technique. You might want to go read that up, but think of this as a sliding scale. It's a 4-hour exam. A lot of people say it's brutal. It's like a college course, many people say. And for 4 hours, you're going to be in this dingy, well, don't let me say dingy, dim lit room, and you will be put under a lot of pressure. If you are not well prepared, it could appear to be a lot heavier than it actually is. But it's a 4-hour exam, and you need to be on your A game. You're going to have people taking the frantic typing exam next to you, people taking medical exams, and all sorts of other exams in that test center. My recommendation to you is to prepare. And how do you prepare? You prepare by studying and being intentional, like these students you can see here from Pepperdine University. These students from Pepperdine University that I'm showing you here, they are certified right now. There's a photo of them, and these 3 gentlemen that you see in this image, they are all PMPs. It is absolutely doable. The gentleman in this picture right here is also a PMP. Ed is also a PMP, and there are many, many people who have been through our course that now are either PMPs or even in addition train the PMP exam. So you're in great hands. But let's go back talking about the PMP exam. The growth in the PMP exam is ridiculous. Back in 1984, there were only 40 people certified. Now in 2019, look at the number. At the time I put this together, there were 940,000 people that were PMPs. So doesn't it make sense to do this? It absolutely does. Going back to what we're saying about the PMP exam, each item has a key. In other words, there are going to be 3 distractors and 1 correct answer. That's the answer you want to choose. And in order to choose the right answer, you need to be pragmatic. The exam is a pragmatic exam. It will put you into a scenario and say, you're a project manager on a project, this happened, that happened, the other happened, this is happening, what should you do next? It will usually ask you, what should you do next? And you know what? To be good in these what should you do next questions, I highly, highly recommend that you come study with us. How do you study with us? You want to go to Praizion.com and you'll be able to take one of our courses either online, or if you want a self-study course, online self-study course, go to Praizion.com. If you want a virtual course where you can study in the company of other folks, but virtually, you want to go to this website called PMSucceed.com. We actually have a session like that going on right now. Going back to talking about the PMP exam, the PMI also evaluates proficiency levels in each project management process group from high proficiency to low proficiency. This is where you want to be. You want to be in the high proficiency band. High proficiency is what you want right up here. That's where you want to be. You do not want to be low proficient. So when we talk about high proficiency, the way the PMI shows that to you on your final report, you have above target. AT means a high level of proficiency. Target means you're just right there with your peers. And then we have below target, which means you're below the level that your peers are. And then we have needs improvement. And if you get all ATs, of course, you'll pass the exam. If you get all Ts, of course, you'll pass the exam. If you get some Ts and some BTs, you might run into trouble. Now, I've come across people who had one T and 4 ATs, or 4 Ts and 1 BT. And in some cases, those folks that had the 4 Ts and 1 BT passed the exam. But in some cases where people had 3 Ts and 2 BTs, I've found people to fail the exam. I've also found people to pass the exam if they had a combination of ATs, Ts, and maybe 1 BT. So the exam is a very, very dynamic exam. In my opinion, it's hard to find two people that have ever had the exact same questions in the exact same order. I would recommend, if you're taking this, don't go by what you hear on social media alone. You need to prepare like a maniac, like a junkie. You need to read the PMBOK guide. You need to read all 13 chapters of the PMBOK guide. You need to read the Code of Ethics and Professional Conduct. And I would also recommend taking 3 ridiculous mock exams that we have on Praizion.com. We've got mock exams that make people so fed up that when they get into the exam, they say, my goodness, I am going to mow this exam down. This is so easy based on what I've seen before compared to Phil's questions. So I would recommend that you take our mock exams, you go through all this content, but more importantly, I would recommend you come study with us, because indeed, I truly believe you're not going to get as much hand-holding and attention and abilities to interact with your awesome co-trainers and trainers compared to other firms out there. So if you are thinking of being engaged and getting help, don't throw away all your dollars by just giving it to a company that is going to feed you with rote material and couldn't care less whether you sink or swim. No, 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 don't do that. Don't throw away your hard-earned money. Also, you don't want to throw away your hard-earned $555, because guess what? That's what you're going to pay the PMI, $555. So why not do something smart? Invest in your prep with a firm that will stop at nothing to get you certified. But let's go on. Member fees with the PMI, if you are a member and you have paid the $129 plus 10, if you're doing it for the first time, then you pay this, this, and this, and then you can sit for the PMP exam. But if you don't become a member of the PMI, then you'll have to pay the $555. That is a beefy amount of money right there. The cost of membership is $139. Add it to this. What do you get? $544. So you get a savings of $11, but you also get all sorts of brilliant stuff like the PMBOK Guide Electronic. You get that. People say, what happens if I don't pass the exam? Well, you got 3 chances to pass the exam in 1 year. After your 3rd failure, well, not yours, after 3rd failure, PMI say candidate has to wait 1 year. Now, you don't want this to happen. So my recommendation again is solid prep. You want to be like these students of mine over here who mowed the exam down, who took the exam out. It is absolutely possible. This could be you as well. But you just need to put in the time, the effort. You need to be smart. You need to be intentional. And by the time you're done, I'm telling you, on the other end of the spectrum is that PMP exam result that is waiting for you. And some people might say, but how does the PMI present the result to me? Well, right there, as you are finishing off your exam, you are going to be able to get your result immediately. It's going to pop up on the screen. It's going to tell you you passed, hopefully, the exam. So you're going to be able to see these details. As you can see from this illustration, this student actually got in the target zone. They passed. Here's the above target zone. There's the below target zone and the needs improvement. You don't want to be there. You want to be right here, or even better still, here. I had a student that got 5 of these above targets and ended up being pretty much all the way at the end. That is exactly what you want to do. Is it doable? Absolutely. You can absolutely do this. You just need to put in time to study, put in the effort, put in the energy. Someone says, but Phil, after I get certified, won't they collect more money from me? Well, when you get certified, they'll ask you to maintain your qualifications. You need 60 PDUs, and you can get PDUs from research, authoring articles, being engaged, attending courses and webinars, coaching, training, co-training, co-authoring. You can get all these PDUs from these places. So I don't want you to look at this as a showstopper. This could blow the lid off your project management career. I mean, it could blow the lid off it in such a vast manner that you wouldn't even believe. You would barely, scarcely believe what you see. I could not believe the quick turnaround after getting certified. Before I got certified, I was making a particular amount. And when I got certified, when I added the coveted PMP certification to my credentials, what happened? This right here just stole the platform. It wasn't my master's degree or my bachelor's degree or anything else I had done. It was not any of those. It wasn't ITIL. It wasn't MS Project MCTS. It wasn't. Now, I wasn't a JMT member at the time, but in all seriousness, this multiplied. It acted as a multiplier, 300%. My salary was multiplied 3 times over. It's like saying salary plus salary plus salary. Boom, 300%. I could not believe it worked, but it worked because I was also very intentional about grasping the content, understanding the content, not just being a dumb old robot regurgitating it like a senseless zombie. No, I really understood what I was reading, what I was studying, and I hit the office the very next day, ready to apply all that I had learned. And back when I got certified, I was round about here in 2005. I was like 200 and between 250 something, the 250 somethings PMP or something to that degree, or less, around there anyway. But I was definitely in the 200s mark when I got certified. But I hit the ground running and I became an ambassador of the PMP. You got to be an ambassador. Long story short, it elevated my career to the point I could scarcely believe what was happening. I could barely believe what was happening. So if you are thinking of getting PMP certified, what is stopping you? There is no reason why you shouldn't get certified. No reason. And Emily and I, like I said, we're having training, we're having coaching. We would love to help you, but you have to help yourself. You got to make that first step. And the big first step, like I said, you need to get on down to our site. You need to let us help you. We would be absolutely, absolutely chuffed if you could let us help you. We would love to. But you have to go to Praizion.com and you have to sign up for one of our training programs. Okay, so go to the website www.praizion.com, sign up for one of our courses. We'll put you on the right track. Now, before I go, because I know lots of folks typically have questions about the exam and how to fill in the application form and what is required. Well, the PMI requires from you, watch this, if you don't have a degree, they require from you 7,500 hours of project management experience within 5 years. And in addition to that, they're looking for 35 hours of formal education in project management. Now, if you do have a degree, then they're only looking for 4,500 hours and they're looking for 3 years of unique project management experience, and no overlaps can be counted. They're also looking for 35 contact hours. Okay. Now, those of you who qualify, the next step is to, of course, start filling in your application form. Okay. You might wonder, how do I fill in my application form? Where do I even start? Well, you got to start off by being a PMI registered user. So the PMI's website, go to the PMI's website, start off by being a registered user. Right there on the right hand side, the top right, hit that register button, register as a PMI member, and then go back in and click on apply for PMP and begin your PMP application. Begin it and just keep going. You might wonder, this organization called the PMI, who are they? Well, they're the leading global association for project management. Were founded in 1969. They're a nonprofit. They have been key in helping project managers worldwide understand project management better. And those are the 5 brilliant people who decided to do this. And this has made project management grow in leaps and bounds. It is really, truly remarkable to see what the PMI has done. So again, don't forget, you want to go to our site, www.praizion.com, okay, just like it's spelt there. Sign up for this training. Let us help you blow the lid off your project management career by getting certified, by amping it up, by taking advantage of what the founding members of the PMI have put in place for you. There's absolutely no reason why you shouldn't do this. Some people say, oh, I've heard about the PMBOK guide and it's big. Remember, you studied a lot of stuff way back when, probably even bigger books. Don't let the PMBOK guide scare you. It just contains good project management practices. And it's those practices that are used to manage most projects. You know, there's a common lexicon of project management in it. It's actually not a bad deal. So if you come aboard, we're going to send you study aids. You're going to go through the training. You could log onto our system and go through the simulated kickoff meeting that we have. We actually have one right there on YouTube. Self-study on our learning management system. We have courses all around the clock. Take our mock exam. You'll get your certificate emailed to you. Complete the PMP application. You'll receive an eligibility letter from the PMI. Pay the PMI for the exam. Email or audit confirmation will follow, but only 10 to 20% in my estimation are audited. It's not a big deal. If you don't lie, there's nothing to be scared of. If you're audited, boom, send the PMI what you need, and they'll get back to you and say you're good to take the exam. Step 11, schedule it at Pearson. And step 8, take no prisoners. Hit that exam in the jaw. Pass that exam. That is what we are looking for you to do. Okay? Once again, the place to start is Praizion.com. A lot of folks are trying to get certified, but they don't know what to do. That's why I put this video together, to help you, to give you instruction and guidance. All right. So I want to see you signing up for one of our courses or coming aboard, whether it's the advanced or the elementary. And I look forward to hearing the awesome, awesome news of your success. Thank you. I will speak to you again soon. Hit that button on Praizion.com. Bye for now.